My friends, I'm Bob, and these are the headlines in 2A News for the week of March 15th through March 20th, 2026. All right, California's Marketing Firearms to Minors Law, AB 2571 in the California legislature, was struck down as a violation of the First Amendment, leading to a recent settlement where the state agreed to pay the plaintiffs $1.4 million in attorney's fees. The 2022 law banning advertising firearm-related products or services that would be attractive to minors was originally struck down in 2023. Initially in 2022, when it was filed, when the lawsuit was filed, the preliminary injunction was denied to the plaintiffs. In September of 2023, Junior Sports Magazine Inc. versus Bonta reversed the ruling and said it was likely unconstitutional. Judge Kenneth K. Lee wrote, California can't straitjacket the First Amendment by letting kids legally use firearms while banning ads about that use. The court found zero evidence linking ads to any illegal activity. The full Ninth Circuit was requested for an en banc review. In 2025, the Ninth followed up and clarified the injunction covered the entire law, including data use restrictions. After losing twice at the appellate level, the state was ordered to stop enforcing it. On March 18th, yesterday, California conceded defeat. The state agreed that the ban violates the First Amendment, will never enforce it, and will pay the plaintiff's attorney's fees via court-approved judgment and a permanent injunction. The main case, SAF FPC CRPA Inc., California will pay $1,381,749 in total. Roughly $550,000 goes to Mitchell and Associates, representing FPC CRPA groups. $350,000 plus goes to the SAF Council, Second Amendment Foundation Council, and a Parallel Sportsmen's Alliance Safari Club case, an additional $481,000 in fees. The reports are that it is between $1.3 and $1.4 million paid by you, the taxpayer. Yeah, that's right. No damages were paid, just the fees for the winning side. Standard when the government loses a constitutional challenge. In other news, this is an update on Mock v. Garland or Mock v. Bondi. This is the pistol brace case. And the ATF's 2023 pistol brace rule, now officially factoring in criteria for firearms with attached stabilizing braces, has been fully vacated and no longer enforceable nationwide following major court wins in 2024 and the government's dismissal of appeals in mid-2025. Cases like Mock v. Garland, aka Mock v. Bondi now, involving plaintiffs such as Firearms Policy Coalition. But Yeah, don't you just love those buts in there? It says, however, the government explicitly warned that it will continue enforcing underlying NFA and Gun Control Act GCA provisions against braced pistols that, independent of the vacated rule, still meet statutory definition of an SBR. In other words, the ATF maintains that some configurations, e.g., those clearly designated or intended for shouldering, perhaps with stocks disguised as braces or other features, could still qualify as SBRs under the plain text law, 26 USC 5845, rifles with barrels under 16 inches or overall length under 26 inches, or any weapon made from a rifle with those features. Here's my big problem. I have here a braced pistol. Now, this is clearly a braced pistol. As far as I'm concerned, that's a pistol brace. It functions as a pistol brace. I have a buffer tube on here. Tell me, ATF, is this an SBR or is this a pistol brace? This is clearly, in my configuration or in my opinion, is a pistol brace. But the ATF isn't telling us what they're considering to be a legitimate pistol brace or a shouldering device disguised as a pistol brace. I don't know. You don't know. We don't know. And what's to stop the ATF from just completely going back on its word? Well, I'll tell you what. Here's the big thing. Attorney General Bondi hasn't done shit for us. I'll tell you what. Honestly, I love President Trump, but his pick of an attorney general, I think, was poor. She is not a friend of the Second Amendment. She never has been. And I think she is trying to wait out the administration to further her political career. So she doesn't want to piss off either side or the other. So what's the best way to do that? Oh, you be like all the rest of them and you do nothing. If you do nothing, you don't piss anybody off. And that's exactly what Pam Bondi's been doing. It's high time President Trump needs to replace her and put in a Second Amendment friendly attorney general. The Supreme Court has already come out and explicitly said the Second Amendment is not a second class right. It is a right like the First, the Fourth, the Fifth, the 14th. It is a full constitutional right. It is time the Attorney General acted like it. And if she won't do it, get somebody who will. When the ATF comes out and says, hey, we'll still go after people with a stabilizing brace when we feel that it's just a front for a shouldering device. I don't know. Give us your definition, but they won't. Now, the good news is they haven't gone after anybody in 2025. That's a good thing. But we want to make sure that they can't go after anybody else. All right. This is the Idaho 2A News channel. Why is this important in Idaho? Because we fall under the Ninth Circuit. Believe it or not, we fall under the same federal district court or federal district Supreme Court as California, as Hawaii. We are in the ninth. And as such, those rulings that come out of the ninth do affect Idaho. Now, Idaho can choose to make things less restrictive. And so far, we have some very, very good gun laws. But man, guys, we have some huge rhinos in our state government who are trying to undermine everything. They call themselves Republicans, but they are not Republicans by any stretch of the imagination. And we need to get those people out. I am not going to go into that on this video. This was just strictly some news and information for you. Anyway, now you're a little bit more informed. Stay armed, stay dangerous, and I'll see you next time.